Hi everyone, my name is Liz and I'm here with Every Door Real Estate. I know that buying a home can be a really exciting process, so I wanted to come on here and talk about a few of the upfront costs you want to be prepared for when you start the home buying process. First things first, you already know about down payments. That is something that before you start your journey, you're gonna wanna sit down with your lender to talk about the down payment, how much you can afford, and what kind of program or lending program they're going to have you on. Your down payment can range anywhere from 0% all the way up to 20% or more. Completely depends on your lender and the situation that you have with them. So again, something to talk about with your lender. Once we find the home that you are absolutely crazy about, we're gonna go ahead and write an offer. One of the little bits of information that my clients are sometimes blindsided by is earnest money. Now, earnest money is not always 100% necessary, but in a market like Seattle, we strongly encourage it. You want to think about 1 to 3% of the purchase price of your home. Think of earnest money like a safety deposit. When you move into an apartment, you'd put down a safety deposit to ensure the owner of the apartment that you weren't going to cause them too much trouble later. The earnest money is a little bit like that. You'd put down the earnest money, you'd show the seller that you are seriously interested and willing to move forward with this transaction. It shows the seller you have a little bit of skin in the game, and it only makes your offer stronger. The next thing I want to talk about is the inspection. Now, this is a very important part of the process. You want to do an inspection because it'll point out any of the flaws or the issues in the home before you go through with the buying of it. With the inspection, you'll want to be prepared to pay upfront about $400 to $500, depending. Sometimes it might be a little more if the home you're buying is a little bigger. But knowing that you have to pay that money upfront is going to make sure that you are prepared and ready to go when it happens. The very last thing I want to touch on is the closing costs. We've already discussed your down payment, we've discussed your earnest money, and we've talked about the inspection cost. Last thing you want to think about are your closing costs. Now, what I like to do for my clients is make sure we have a meeting with the lender before we even put the offer down on the home. What this will do is it'll allow your lender to estimate the amount of closing costs we'll have to pay. You want to set aside maybe 2% or so, give or take, depending on the purchase, so that you have that money ready and available to pay when you close on your home. We've talked about your down payment, your earnest money, as well as your inspection, and lastly, your closing costs. Knowing that you have all of this funding set aside and ready to use when you close on your home is going to make this process way easier. Again, my name is Liz. I'm here with Every Door Real Estate. If you have any questions about these upfront costs, feel free to reach out.